Barcelona's summer transfer story has been quietly dominated not by marquee arrivals, but by a handful of small, delicate moves whose effects ripple across the squad. And at the centre of that ripple is a 19-year-old right-back named Hector Fort. Fort is the kind of La Masia talent clubs keep an eye on, quick, composed in possession and hungry for minutes. Yet this summer his path may take him away from Camp Nou on loan to Mallorca, and the catch is stark. His move appears to hinge almost entirely on one other player leaving La Palma, Pablo Mafi. That dependency turns what looks like a routine loan into a high-stakes chess game where registration deadlines, financial pressures and squad balance all collide. Barcelona have been searching for ways to register players and square the books, and every move now is measured not only in sporting terms but in accountancy terms too. Fort's loan would give him the regular first-team minutes he needs to develop while delivering Barcelona the breathing room to move closer to their registration objectives. For Mallorca, acquiring Fort would be a direct replacement mechanism if Mafi departs. For Fort, it is the chance to grow in a competitive La Liga environment rather than remain a rotational option at Camp Nou. The figures are straightforward and telling. Fort made 17 appearances in La Liga last season but started only 5 times. When given the pitch, his defensive work rate stood out, averaging close to 2 recoveries and over 3 defensive actions per game. Numbers that suggest he can be dependable in a team that needs solidity on the right flank. But those statistics alone don't settle this summer. Pablo Mafi's situation looms large. If he accepts an outgoing offer, reports link him with interest that would free his spot. The path opens for Fort to step into Mallorca's squad on loan immediately. If that domino does not fall, Barcelona face a choice. Either find an alternative suitor for Fort or keep him as an unregistered option while they juggle other personnel moves. That's where the deeper story sits. This is not just about 2 players swapping shirts. It's proof of how fragile Barcelona's summer architecture has become. Economic constraints force sporting decisions, and sporting decisions feed back into the balance sheet. La Masia graduates, usually shielded by long-term planning, now find their destinies tied to real-time financial necessity. For fans, the stakes are equal parts hope and worry. A loan to Mallorca would present Fort with a stage to prove he belongs at the highest level and could accelerate his return as a far more polished, first-team-ready prospect. It would signal that Barcelona still trust their academy, but must be pragmatic about where minutes are found. Conversely, a failed transfer could leave Fort stalled on the bench or in limbo, a wasted developmental year neither club wants. From Mallorca's perspective, the window to secure defensive reinforcement is narrow and strategic. They want a player who can slip in seamlessly if Mafi leaves, minimizing disruption and keeping the team competitive. For manager and sporting director, Fort offers youth, tactical flexibility and a profile aligned with Arasate's pressing, compact style. The coming days will likely be decisive. Transfer windows are rarely tidy, and the interplay between offers, counter-offers and registration deadlines often produces last-minute surprise. What to watch for is specific: an official Mafi exit announcement, a confirmed loan agreement for Fort, or alternative interest blinking into view from other La Liga or European clubs. Each possibility redraws the chessboard. Ultimately, this episode is a microcosm of modern football economics. Talent development exists beside immediate financial realities, and clubs must navigate both without mortgaging their future. Hector Fort's next step will say a lot about Barcelona's current priorities. Whether they prioritize short-term financial fixes or commit to a patient pathway for their academy prospects. For Fort himself, it remains a personal crossroads between sitting behind seasoned professionals and earning consistent playing time that could define his career trajectory. Fans should be ready for rapid updates. A single departure could cascade into multiple arrivals and exits, and a 19-year-old's loan could be the small move that helps stabilize one of Europe's biggest clubs.